On August 6, 1945, a single bomb killed up to 135,000 people in Hiroshima. The decision to drop it, the debate inside the U.S. government about whether it was necessary, and what happened to the survivors, parts of that story were classified for 30 years. As you consider the scale of this tragedy, ask yourself, what would drive a nation to unleash such devastating power on a civilian population, like the 290,000 people who called Hiroshima home on that fateful day, with 70,000 to 80,000 buildings destroyed or damaged? In the months leading up to the bombing, Japan was already showing signs of weakness, with the Soviet Union declaring war on Japan on August 8, 1945, and the Japanese government attempting to surrender through the Soviet Union, as evidenced by the July 26, 1945, Potsdam Declaration, which outlined the terms for Japan's surrender. The Allies had been making steady gains, capturing key islands like Iwo Jima on March 26, 1945, and Okinawa on June 22, 1945, and the Japanese military was struggling to maintain control, with the U.S. bombing campaign against Japanese cities, including the firebombing of Tokyo on March 9 to 10, 1945, killing an estimated 100,000 people. As you look at the events unfolding in the summer of 1945, consider, how did the U.S. government weigh the potential benefits of using the atomic bomb against the potential costs, given the estimated 500,000 to 1 million Allied casualties predicted for a potential invasion of Japan, as discussed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff on June 18, 1945. On July 16, 1945, the U.S. successfully tested the atomic bomb in Alamogordo, New Mexico, with a yield of 21 kilotons, and the target for the first combat use of the bomb was selected, Hiroshima, a city of 340,000 people, chosen because it had not been heavily bombed before, allowing the U.S. to measure the damage accurately, as stated in the July 30, 1945, memo by General Leslie Groves, the director of the Manhattan Project. The bomb, known as Little Boy, was dropped from a B-29 bomber called the Enola Gay, piloted by Colonel Paul Tibbets, at 8:15 a.m. local time on August 6, 1945, with a blast that reached temperatures of up to 7,000 degrees Celsius, and a shockwave that shattered windows and damaged buildings up to 10 miles away. As you imagine the scene on the ground, ask yourself, what would it have been like to be one of the survivors, like Tsutomu Yamaguchi, who was on his way to work when the bomb exploded, and suffered severe burns, but managed to escape the city and make his way back to his home in Nagasaki, only to experience the second atomic bombing on August 9, 1945. The immediate effects of the bomb were devastating, with an estimated 70,000 to 80,000 people killed instantly, and many more dying in the days and weeks that followed from injuries and radiation sickness, which was first reported by Japanese doctors on August 10, 1945, but the full extent of which was not understood until much later, with the U.S. occupation authorities suppressing information about the effects of radiation for nearly 30 years, until the 1970s, when declassified documents revealed the true extent of the suffering. The aftermath of the bombing was marked by a mixture of shock, relief, and controversy, as the world struggled to come to terms with the scale of the destruction, with the U.S. government issuing a statement on August 6, 1945, announcing the bombing, and the Soviet Union declaring war on Japan on August 8, 1945, leading to Japan's formal surrender on September 2, 1945, aboard the USS Missouri, with General Douglas MacArthur presiding over the ceremony, and the Allied occupation of Japan beginning. With the U.S.-led occupation authorities working to rebuild the country and prosecute Japanese war crimes, including the Tokyo War Crimes Tribunal, which lasted from May 1946 to November 1948. As you consider the long-term consequences of the bombing, ask yourself, how did the experience of Hiroshima shape the post-war world, including the development of the United Nations, which was established on October 24, 1945, with the goal of promoting international cooperation and preventing future wars, and the creation of the Atomic Energy Commission, which was established on January 1, 1947, to regulate the use of nuclear energy in the U.S. As you reflect on the story of Hiroshima, remember that the decision to drop the atomic bomb was made by human beings, with all their complexities and flaws, and that the consequences of that decision continue to shape our world today, with the number of nuclear weapons in the world still totaling over 13,000, according to the 2020 report by the Federation of American Scientists, and the threat of nuclear war remaining a pressing concern, as highlighted by the 2020 statement by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, which set the doomsday clock at 100 seconds to midnight, indicating the high level of risk to human civilization.